Mining job hunt video. Welcome to Australian Mining for New Starters, and in today's video we're going to do a job collection video for the sponsor's website page, mining jobs you need to apply for. So this is the page that we load up all the jobs from around the country that we think you should be applying for once you've done the sponsor's training. So this is the DIY training package that you can do, and let's go over to Seek and type underground in and give it a spin. But before we do that, I just want to say congratulations to Danny and Donald, who both picked up jobs, are driving trucks underground, one in Queensland and one here in WA. Both come from a diverse background. One comes from early childcare, the other one comes from a hospitality background. So well done, guys. I'm sure you will have a long and profitable career. And it just goes to show you that, you know, the employers are looking for people from all backgrounds at the moment. If you can show them that you've got something to offer them, i.e. you know how their mind works and can actually hold a conversation with them about what's going on, then you've definitely got something to offer them. So let's type underground in and give it a spin and see where we go from there. Underground labourer. So this is a full crew ad, so it looks like they're firing up to reopen, or they're extending what they've got, but they look like they're looking for absolutely everything. So they'll have to be picking up probably new starters for the nipper and truck jobs like everybody else is around the country. So that's a good one to start with there. So that's a full crew ad, which will be a good way to go. So Evolution are looking for dump truck operators, and that is also in Queensland, which is good for people that are looking up in that area. It's all about being ready for when the opportunity presents itself, so you're ready to go. So service crew, tech force, underground operators. So I had a bit of a look at this before. I'm not sure what they're really asking for. Looks like they're looking for people for Olympic Dam, but as you can see, it's a bit of a all over their place ad, because I don't know anywhere that uses bulldozers and excavators underground. But we'll add that in because they'll need truck drivers and nippers and all that sort of stuff by the looks of things, and so they'll need to be hiring entry-level people for that. They'll want experienced people, of course, because everybody wants somebody that they can throw in the deep end, but there aren't a lot of people around that are looking at the moment. Most people are having to hire new starters for their entry-level jobs. So pace crew included. A lot of people are getting on as pace crew entry level. It's just a matter of showing the employers that you know what's going on. Loader operator, server charge up. A lot of the top tier jobs are coming up in this week, because there's been a lot of movement underneath already, which is still going on. But it looks like a lot of the employers have worked out what they need in the top ranks. Glencore underground store person. Grab that. Good way to get in. Cobar's always looking for people around that area. So if you're in New South Wales, it's a good place to go. Production drillers, underground trainer, charge up, shift boss, loader operator, winder driver, mountizer. That's a specialty job, that one. Good money if you can get into it. Got to get put on though. Jumbo development job, diamond drillers, trainer to go to Mongolia, tele-remote operators on the bogger. Not sure how many jobs we're going to get out of this, guys. We'll keep looking for a while, but as you can see, this week seems to be about all the top jobs from charge up. That's a surface dump truck one. The reason that I haven't put that surface dump truck driver in is because those guys are really only looking for experienced people at the moment. They've had that many people come out off the iron ore mines, and then you've got everybody that's going to be let go at Roy Hill in the next couple of weeks, that all the employers on the surface have got a lot of choice. So just, be aware of that if you're entry level and trying to get in. Whereas with Hard Rock Underground, just about every employer in the country is having to hire new starters for their nipper, truck and offsider jobs. They don't want to. Costs a lot of money to do it. They turn over a lot of people because people don't know what they're getting themselves into. But it's just the way it is. So if you prepare yourself properly, know what you're getting yourself into, then it's pretty easy to get yourself a job and climb your way up the ladder as well. It's all about giving the employers what they want and then going where the jobs are. Like I said before, congratulations to Danny, who's picked up a truck driving job in Mount Isa. She had to relocate to do it, and which is good. A lot of people, have to relocate. It's just one of those things. It's a decision that you need to make for yourself. I always tell people that, if you relocate for 6 to 12 months, it's your foot in the door, and often in these mining towns you end up learning a couple of different jobs at different levels that you don't always learn in the fly and fly out mines, because everybody wants to go fly and fly out. Sometimes if you get on as a truck driver and fly and fly out, you can get pigeonholed there. Whereas if you get on as a truck driver on like in Mount Isa or Kalgoorlie, then often you're going to be exposed to service crew and nippering and a whole heap of other jobs just because the demand's there to put you through. You'll still get that exposure in the fly and fly out sites. It just might take you longer to get it, that's all. So it's all about swings and roundabouts. But definitely, if someone offers you a job, especially if it's in a mining town, personally, I'd take it, do my 6 months, and then see where I am after that. Mine manager, fitter, supervisor. Service, coal drill. Diamond Driller, looking for a fresh start. Mine control. Mill operators, Glencore. So still looking for people out on the mill, which is great. So I'll put that in the mill jobs. If you don't want to go and work in the pit or underground, then the mill can be a really good option. They normally pay very well. I thought that said offsiders, sorry, so they want drillers there. Yeah, the mill can pay very well, and it's a good long-term job, and you're normally working for the people that own the mine, because the people that normally run the mill are the people that own the mine. Underground electrician, mill operator, that's the same one that we loaded up before. Processing plant, Kalgoorlie, so it's another plant operator, labourers going in. I did get asked the question why I concentrate on the hard rock underground roles and the surface roles, and not like the train, like line repairing for the train lines and that sort of stuff. I don't really focus on the maintenance side of things, like train line maintenance and all that sort of stuff, purely because it's a very specialised role. It pays good money, yes, like most things in mining, but it's a very specialised thing that it can be hard to get into, and there's it's only performed in iron ore and coal. Don't really use a lot of rail in the base metal mines. Some do. but it's just a bit hit and miss with all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I just tend to try and focus in on where the majority of the jobs are and where a lot of the new starter jobs are. And like I keep on telling everybody, that's hard rock underground, exploration, and utility work on the processing work on the mill, and also utility work in the camp. They're always looking for people for the camp, but unfortunately the camp work can be a dead-end job, which people get trapped into, which I have the pleasure of talking to people all the time about. Diesel fitter, superintendent drill and blast, process operator Aries. So as you can see, the underground jobs for the entry level are a bit thin on the ground this week, but there were lots last week and the week before. But there is a lot of mill jobs around this week, so we'll collect them for those that are looking for the mill, and we'll go from there. But yeah, no, there's nothing against anybody that's doing any maintenance work or shutdown work or anything like that on the mines, but it just tends to be very specialised work. Whereas, working in the underground mine proper or in the pit, that's the nuts and bolts of it all, and that's where all the majority of the jobs are, and everything that's around it is classed as specialised work. And not that there's anything wrong with specialised work or anything like that. It's all valid and it's necessary, like anything. You take one person out of the mine site and the whole place doesn't work properly, so everybody's needed. But it's just what the longevity of the career is, where you're going to go, is it a full-time job, all that sort of stuff. But I just wanted to answer that question in this video, just so there was something out there, because I'm not sure whether I'm going to get to make a video or not on that at this stage. I want to, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to. Mine controller. This is a bit of a weird one, mine controller. For years it was entry level, and then all of a sudden they wanted some people with some experience, and now from what I hear they're taking entry level people from it again. So I think it's just about what you can get at the time to what people use. So you've got to be in it to win it, as they say. Maintenance fitter, diesel fitter, drillers offsiders. So they're one of the ones that advertise all the time. Lots of offsiding jobs around all the time, but just make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into before you go. We'll have a look at one more. See what we can find. Trainee locomotive driver, gold room operator, Northern Star. We'll collect that trainee locomotive driver and put that in under the mill, just so people can have a go, because I know people want to do it. And fortuitous that I was talking about trains at the same time, but you see, they're looking for 2 people. It'll be really good money, don't get me wrong, it'll be excellent money, but it is what it is. It's only a small recruitment pool because it's only a small workforce, because it's a very specialised workforce. And I suppose that's what I was trying to say, that with the hard rock underground, it's the main crew of everything, whereas everything else around with shutdown work and maintenance and line work and building roads and all that sort of stuff is all specialised work. And those sort of things tend to be done on contracts, and they're not always full time. And yeah, it's important, and it all pays really good money, but it's not what holds all mining up with the majority of the jobs, and where most people get their careers and their longevity out of their careers with it. So it was a bit garbled way of saying it. I'm sorry I said it garbled, but yeah. It's one of the reasons that I don't cover it, and the other thing is that that's not where my expertise is. My expertise is in hard rock underground, whereas, you really need to get somebody that knows about rail for you to give an honest appraisal of what's going on in rail, as far as mining goes. Processing technician, so we've got more processing technician jobs around today than we do hard rock jobs. So I think that is probably a good place to call it quits with this one. Yep. So we'll call it quits with that. First off, we'll have a look at our metals price chart for this week. And as you can see, gold's come down by $80 an ounce Australian, but it's still over 2,700. Copper's still over 1,300, but it's come down $150 from last week. And nickel is still over $40,000 a tonne. So if we come over and have a look at our map of Australia with all the mines around it that are producing gold and metals that are going into the batteries, you can see there's a fair bit going on. And as we loaded up today, there was a few jobs up here in the north of Queensland. There was a new mine or a mine ramping up here in Victoria. There wasn't a lot in New South Wales, but the last few weeks there's been quite a bit in New South Wales. There's a lot over here in WA, in and out of Perth, and also around Kalgoorlie. There's a fair bit in Tasmania as they ramp up the mines as they reopen them. And of course, there is lots of work in and out of Adelaide around Olympic Dam and Oz mineral sites like Prominent Hill and all that sort of stuff. But like I say to everybody, that if you really want a mining job, then educate yourself with the DIY package. It's got all the information that you need in there. There's instructions on how to redo your resume and everything in the back of the Australian Mining Seminar. You can apply directly to Aries Resources. It's got everything that you need to know, and yeah, it gives you a really good shot. And so do that. Head to Kalgoorlie or Mount Isa. They're looking for lots of people in those places, but they want people that they can drop in the deep end. That's the key to it all. You've got to be able to show the employer that you're ready to be dropped in the deep end. When you can do that, that's how you get a job. So I hope you found that information helpful and the job hunt video helpful. There wasn't a lot around with underground, but there's been a lot for the last 2 or 3 weeks as we're coming through snatch it season. But I'm sure the jobs will ramp up again next week. But there was a lot of mill jobs there to look at. So if you could share this information around and like and subscribe the channel. Thanks.